sound like I smoke 7 packs a day.
You don't.
Go team. Oh, shit. Who the fuck gave me a mic?
You needed a mic.
The funny thing is like...
Why has nobody not given you a mic yet?
I'm excited to give you this platform.
Honestly, I'm terrified. John was even terrified. He was
really
like, just breathe. He was like, the first thing that comes to your mind probably is the right thing, but just like run it through a couple times.
Wait. For him to tell you the first thing that comes to your mind is probably the right thing is crazy.
I think he meant like
That's
the most
crazy.
truthful thing, which I'm like, oh gosh, okay, yeah. And then my head, I'm just like, watch your language. Mind your P's and Q's.
We curse.
Oh, I know, so do I, but I'm trying to zen myself a little bit.
Yeah, bring it down a notch.
Just a little bit. Not this much.
When I told Brian that you were coming on, the first thing he said is, this is going to be the longest episode you guys have ever recorded.
Oh, big facts.
And then he proceeded to say, that fucker can talk.
Yeah, this fucker can talk. That's how I get business.
Oh, yeah, no, you can talk. You could get on a FaceTime and,
if I'm driving and I know I have hours to go, buckle up, motherfuckers.
I stay on the phone. I stay cycling through people, too.
Oh, it's a call log. It's a sheet.
Yeah.
And if I'm in a car and I know that I have hours, I go from the top and I work my way back down. If you answer, you get put back on the call log.
Nice.
If you don't answer, I call you twice in the next long drive. Like, it's that easy. You might as well just answer the phone and get it over with.
Just get it
At least
over
I'll
with.
cycle you through.
Yeah.
If you don't answer me, you're going to piss me off. I'm going to put you on that list at least 3 times.
It is a good time for, like, productivity, though. Like, if you need to clean your house and Miah FaceTimes you on a car ride, get to cleaning. Because you've got a podcast for the next hour if you want it.
Hour and a half.
Yeah.
Like, it's tea, too. It's not even just, like, boring, stupid shit. Like,
No.
it's normally stuff that you're like, wait, what?
Yeah, you're
like,
locked
that
in.
shit actually happens? Yep, sure did. Twice last week to me.
Miah, do you listen to podcasts?
Sometimes, but you know what? I really hate to say it. I think I'm more entertaining than a lot of them. So sometimes I'm like, if you can beat what I have to think or say, then I'll listen to it. But if not, I'm like, hey, you get paid to do what I should do. That's not fair.
Yeah.
Like,
How do you feel about being given a platform to speak like this?
absolutely terrified. I contemplated being sick a couple of times. I was like, this is dangerous.
If Miah texted me that she was sick, I'd be like, what?
We can bring them to
You're
you.
not sick.
We'll bring you the mics. you
Yeah.
know?
Normally, because if I'm texting, it's like I'm not sick. If I don't answer you, it's either I'm sick or I'm dead.
Yeah.
Like, if...
Yeah, I've never I don't know that I've ever reached out to you and you haven't answered.
No. If I'm not answering you, it's because I don't want to answer you or I'm physically dying.
It is intentional.
Like, it is intentional. I want everyone to know that.
Yeah.
Like, if I don't answer you, 100%, I'm purposely not answering you or I'm actually sick or dying.
Yeah.
Like, if you know that I'm not and I don't answer, I 100% hit the fuck you button without hitting the fuck you button.
What do you think your screen time is as somebody who runs a business and communicates majorly through your cell phone?
Oh, I don't know. When those pop up every week, I just swipe and delete because I'm like, I feel like that's just not cute to look at. I'm going to hide that.
What your screen time is?
Yeah, it's stupid.
Yeah.
It's dumb.
It's not true.
It's so bad.
It's an agenda by Apple. It's not
It
real.
is so bad. It is so high. It looks ridiculous.
Yeah.
It almost makes me like wonder if I actually have a job and I do something else.
Do
other
you
than look at my phone.
Yeah.
Do you have TikTok?
Yeah, I don't make them very often. So when I started working at Buckle, I started posting different like outfits and stuff because you can like post like your like storefront and all that kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't make a lot of TikToks mainly because I don't know how to work my phone. I'm like I think the only 26-year-old that doesn't know how to make a TikTok, and I really don't like the sound of my voice. So
Yeah.
I'm like, that's cringing. Shit. Like listening to it right now, I'm like, that's not me talking. He's talking.
Yeah. No, I just learned how to make TikToks like probably when we started this.
Yeah, mine are like I have a bunch of drafts, like fake ones. They're funny,
Yeah.
but
They stay there.
yeah, they're staying there for the rest of my life.
Yeah.
Because then I always think, I'm always like, okay, is this okay to like post? Is this like appropriate for like my platform? And then I'm just like, what does that even mean? Like, appropriate for whose platform? Me?
The
Yeah.
digital footprint has been on my mind since I was like 12.
What we're leaving behind.
Yeah. Just 'cause,
See,
like,
I'd rather be like that person that's like, all right, there's 2 people. Let me just play with like what your event looks like, and then I'll post that.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like people knowing what I'm doing with me. I'm like, the less everyone else knows, the better.
Yeah. Yeah, if you didn't have business platforms.
Oh, if I didn't own my businesses, I would not have social media.
No.
Absolutely not. My social
You'd
media
have a burner account though.
Yeah, my burner account's the name would be like Potato Head or something stupid. And like
You
I would
even, like-
never post a picture. Like I'd post a potato in different cities and stuff, and that'd be like my platform. That would be what I did. But no one would ever like they'd be like Miah Runkle who? She died after high school. Yep,
yeah,
sure did.
Yeah, you
Sure
leave
did.
like hate comments as in Potato Head.
I'd be like, please do better. That's steam your linen. That's ridiculous.
Steam your linen.
Like that'd be
Oh my
it.
god.
But guys, we're back, and this is Miah Runkle with us today.
Hi.
My bestie since day one.
Mm-hmm.
We just been out here figuring out life since
That's dangerous.
what 1998.
8. Oh,
I showed up a little bit earlier.
she did. She was a overachiever. I
Since
tried.
day one, still is.
Oh yeah.
But it's not a bad thing. We
I
need
couldn't
those
catch
people.
up either. I came out like a month early and it still wasn't good enough.
But yeah, event planner, florist, caterer,
Yeah.
charcuterie board connoisseur.
Yeah, who can't eat
Top-
cheese?
Crazy. What a lot of people might not know, top tier chef.
Oh yeah.
Is this true?
Excellent chef.
So good. I used to
Wow.
bribe your brother and I would make him dinners in college so he'd help me with my homework. Absolutely.
Oh, wow. Wait, Brian?
Yeah.
Yep.
With homework?
Yep.
Yeah. Trust me, at this point a rock could have helped me with homework, but like it was business. Brian was pretty much just like, you need to get this done, and I was like, I don't need a degree.
Yeah.
Bite me. And he's like, Mia, you've been in college forever. And I'm like, I'm still gonna graduate before all of you. Shut up.
Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, I'd call Brian like from Savannah, and he's just like getting a 5-star meal made for him with Mia to do her homework. Or
Yeah.
sometimes I think he was just there to hang out.
Yeah. He'd be like, hey kid, what's up? I'm like, nothing, cooking dinner. He's like, oh, I'll make a plate for 2. And I'm like, okay.
All
Sounds
right.
good.
When I took those pictures for your grandparents, they came over and they're like, oh, you're Brian's sister. How's he doing? I remember when he came over for dinner when Sammy was in Georgia.
Oh yeah, Brian.
Multiple
if
times.
it was a family function and Sammy was not in town, Brian was at the house. Actually,
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure still to this day people think I'm related to Brian and not Sam.
Yeah, probably.
They really do, and they're like, "Oh, that's your cousin." I'm like, I mean, yeah, but
Essentially.
that's like he's married to her, and they're like, "Wait, you're not related to him?" And I was like, "No."
No.
And they're like, "He comes to your Thanksgivings," and I'm like, "Sammy's there in spirit."
Yeah.
She's just
Yeah.
not here right now.
He was representing the both of them.
Yeah.
He was.
He also deals better with my family. Well, at least back then. Now me and the family are tight. We're great. But
Yeah. Yeah, he'll work a room.
Mhm.
And he'll spend his time working that room too.
I know. He's the golden retriever, and now I'm dating a golden retriever.
Yeah. Yeah. It's good to be with a golden retriever though.
I got called one a couple months ago. You know, I just like it put it into perspective how I portray myself to other people.
You come off like, I would say, yeah, you're golden retriever vibes, but like more sophisticated, you know, like more intelligent and more depth. Whereas golden retrievers, they're just kind of like silly, goofy,
Yeah, just show up
and
for the
happy.
vibe.
And you're silly.
what's those dogs that are like the real skinny, but they have the pointy ears and they're real tall?
I don't know.
That's not a Doberman, is it?
I love
It might be.
Dobermans.
She gives me like that kind of vibe where it's like they can be goofy, but it's like I ain't petting it. I don't know if it's gonna growl at
Because
me or
it
not.
might bite.
Yeah.
It might bite.
Now, if I'm like happy, smiley, people will be like, "You're just so like golden retriever," and I'm like, "Oh." Mm-hmm. And then my friends are like, "No, she's a pit bull," and I'm like, "That's rude." Like, don't do that to me.
Pit bulls are one of the most like cuddliest dogs I've ever like encountered.
Oh,
yeah, and when Mia loves you, she'll take care of you.
Mm-hmm.
But
Now, if someone messes with someone like one of my people, oh, it's
game over.
I don't take it very lightly.
That lockjaw comes into play.
Wait, so what kind of dog is Sammy?
A corgi.
Wait,
Sammy's actually not
Are
a
you guys
dog. She's
saying
actually a
that-
cat.
I was gonna say I think I'm just a cat.
Too, but I
I
don't
was
know. You
about
give me corgi vibes because I feel like corgis, they look so like
Them
cute,
local
small, innocent,
breeds.
but they're also so like Like they're like, they just like you get there like every once in a while where it's just like, oh, look how cute it is. It's so like short and small to the ground, and then it's just like
you pick them up once too many times.
Yeah, like Buddy Love back in the day. It's like, oh, it's so cute. It's not. It will
like,
attack
oh,
you.
It's vibrating. No,
that was the worst.
Oh, that's hilarious.
Our Uncle Dickie had this dog, and I remember I was sleeping on a couch up in New Hampshire, and Buddy Love jumped up next to my head, and I was like, all right, cool. I guess he's.
We did grow up terrified of this dog.
Yeah, terrified. But I was like, okay, I'm here first. He obviously sees me, and he just jumps up on the couch, and he's laying next to my head, and I'm like, all right, cool. He's like on the vibe today. Like, we're good.
We're friends.
I went back to sleep. And next thing I know, my pillow starts vibrating. And I wake up, and this dog's face is, like, here. Like, mind you, this is, like, a miniature poodle. Like, it's not a big dog. It's, like, this big. It weighs, like, 5 pounds.
But he is the scariest guy I've ever met.
Full teeth, like, in my face. Like, I'm scared to move at this point because I'm like, if I move wrong, this thing's attacking my face. It's not my leg. It's my face.
Yeah.
So I'm calling for her dad. I'm like, Uncle Danny, please come help. He's like, just hit it. So I took the pillow and I flung this dog. Like, please, no one call the cops on me. It's fine. The dog's dead, but I didn't do it. But like, the dog's gone. But like,
rest in peace.
Yeah, rest in peace.
I
Buddy
know
Love.
my dad's like giggling too. Like, just hit it.
he's like, he's fine. And like, everyone's like, man, he's fine. Like, just knock him off the couch. And I'm like, I don't think you understand the damage this dog can do. Like, this dog will actually hurt me. So I really did just take the pillow and I flung him like so far.
Them little dogs are probably the worst.
It was wild.
The amount of times I've been bit by a chihuahua, it's irritating. It's just irritating. Get the fuck out of my face. Somebody put it into perspective for me the other day, though. They were like, these little dogs have to be aggressive because everybody's just picking them up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They have no other form of self-defense, but they're still just little dickheads.
And that's why, like, the bigger dogs think they're lap dogs, because what Q would do for somebody to just pick him up one time.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, see, I did the wrong thing, though. I picked Loki up all the time. And I still did, even when he's, like, Q size.
And he expects
So now
it now.
he, like, thinks I can just, like, lug him around like a small toddler.
Yeah.
And I'm like, Loki, bud.
What kind of dog is Loki?
Loki's a husky lab mix.
He's so
Chonker.
cute.
He looks like a bear. It's amazing. And when he runs, he like does the whole like smile. So people that don't know him get terrified. I love it.
Yeah.
I love the fact that my dog inflicts fear in others.
Yeah.
Like, that's a vibe.
It's a good quality.
Yeah, because mind you, Loki would like, he's scared of everything. Like if you drop a pin, he's like, oh gosh, the house is on
An
fire.
earthquake. Yeah.
Like he's like, this is not, something's not right.
Yeah.
But in reality, everyone thinks he's gonna attack everyone. It's great.
Oh my gosh.
He just wants cuddles. That's all he wants.
Circling back to talking about you and my dad, your Uncle Danny, should we give light to a story?
Absolutely.
Because it deserves its moment.
You guys didn't even say anything. You both know the story that's about to be told.
Well,
Because
this story is
like I
epic.
already tearing up laughing because it's an infamous story in the family.
So, like, I don't know how podcasts work. Do I need to give, like, fake names to these things?
We could assign fake names. But
Okay.
basically, we do a family,
Mm-hmm.
heavy on the past tense.
Yeah, big time.
We used to do a family reunion at Ogleby every year. And yeah, one year there were some events that took place.
Oh, man.
Brian actually came up and we're like drinking and stuff, and all the cousins are there, and we'll call him
Alex.
wait, but
Wait.
Alex is crazy.
Cody. We don't have a Cody,
Okay,
right?
Cody's fine.
I don't have a Cody. No one has a Cody. We're good. Okay, so Cody. And then she can be Jessica. Do we have any Jessicas?
No. Okay, so Cody and Jessica. But we'll keep my dad's name in there.
Oh,
and
we're
your
keeping
name.
Brian in mind.
No.
I'm taking
Credit.
full responsibility for the shit.
Yeah.
I mean, to be fair, we probably could say the entire story because everyone at this point has hated me for years because of it. So, I mean, shit. But it's
Do you
fine.
claim the black sheep of like the title?
Oh, 100%. I think I coded the word. I don't know. We have a lot of black sheep on that side of the family.
Yeah.
Sammy's like the white sheep, and I'm kind of like pink, like a little different, but like not the black sheep. There's way too many black sheep in that family.
Well, I fear I'm just not even. I'm just a ghost now.
Yeah, at this point, I think I'm the only sheep left. But
Oh, but we're drinking, and Cody is somebody who should never have picked up an alcoholic drink in their life. But so he's getting rowdy. He actually starts trying to fight Brian, which is like I mean, Brian's, again, golden retriever through and through. He's like the nicest guy I ever met.
Yeah.
And I don't really know what Brian said that set him off. It probably was actually nothing. Like, he probably just, like, blinked at Cody weird, and Cody decided it was time to attack.
Yeah, mind you, at this time, like, we're all, like, 16, 17 years old. Like, we're not, like, adults.
Yeah, no, we're kids.
Children.
Yeah, but
like,
Cody and Jessica are fully and well, truly adults.
Yes.
Been adults for
like,
some time.
Higher 20s, if not 30s.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure he was in his 30s.
Cody's got to be
point.
in 30s, yeah.
Yeah.
And he has, like, kids.
Mm-hmm. So we're just all outside, chilling on the table, and this is when it all, like, breaks out, and he's, like, running his mouth, and everyone's running their mouths, and everyone's getting all sorts of bothered, and I'm just sitting there just kind of watching it first. Well, then all the cousins were like, we're not comfortable here, like, we're leaving, and, like, you called your dad.
Yeah, we left. A bunch of us piled in by a car. Me, Brian, her
Shannon,
brother, Michael, Shannon, my sister. We all piled in the car and we left. But Mia was like, I'm going to just stay and see what happens, you know, like, she's there.
I wasn't going anywhere. That cabin was mine for that week, okay? I wasn't leaving. Like, that was mine.
Yeah, and she's also there for the entertainment value.
Oh, yeah. I was not letting this one slide
Mia
at all.
standing in the front yard talking about, get him!
Oh, I was sitting there. Because, mind you, the entire time, everyone's like, I'm pretty sure Sammy's like, do you see this? And I'm like, I'm watching. I'm just like, whatever. Well, Uncle Danny comes, like, up, flying.
Yeah,
like,
because I called my dad, and I was upset because, again, like, just being mean and trying to fight Brian. I'm like, what in the world? So I'm crying on the phone. I'm like, Dad, Cody tried to beat up Brian and whatever. And I mean, if I call my dad crying, he's seeing red, you know?
Oh, and that's honestly, I probably shouldn't have thought it was as funny as I did. But when I was sitting outside waiting for Uncle Danny to show up, I'm like sitting on this like picnic table, just like vibing. And he just comes like flying, like cutting through grass and stuff. Like Ogilvy hates. First of all, Ogilvy hated to see our family coming. That was a given. But like he came, he came like flying through the grass. Like I'm pretty sure he like kind of semi-parked the car. It's one of those things like you hope it sticks in park, but it might not. It might kind of like coast in like neutral or something. Like it might have not. He like jumps out and he's like, "Where is he?" I'm like, "Shh, shh, 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 shh." I'm like, "I got this.
Let's plot."
Yeah, we're plotting at this point. So like. The drunks, which also, by the way, like, if you can't handle your alcohol, it's a public service announcement. If you can't handle your alcohol, please don't drink. It doesn't get better.
Yeah.
Like, just don't be the person, okay? It's not worth it. They couldn't handle their alcohol at all, okay? Which is a big cause of all of this. Which a big part of, like, my anger towards them came from that aspect where it was, like, this supposed to be, like, a family, like, fun thing, and, like, you turned it into something that no one wants to be around.
Yeah.
And Cody and Jessica, or just Cody? They're
Cody
both
and Jessica.
Okay, so they're a tag
Jessica
team. They're tag team.
Yeah, because she wanted to lay her hands on a different cousin.
It was a whole thing. It was ridiculous. Like everyone wanted to go home and like not come back, and like honestly, rightfully so. Like it was just ridiculous.
I had an adult who couldn't really handle their alcohol cuss me out when I was in high school in the Ogilvy cabin before. Must be the vibe.
Something in the air.
Yeah, but go ahead.
Ogilvy, watch yourself.
Yeah.
We're suing,
just
actually.
Kidding. Awesome. Love working at you. Love working at your venue.
Yeah.
But so at the time, like Cody and Jessica are sleeping, or like they're in their room and they're sleeping, and me and Uncle Danny are out by like the kitchen at this point, and I'm like, do we still have Bumpa's chili? Now,
Bumpa's chili is something that stays in the fridge, but then it gets put out and it stays out for days and then gets back in the fridge.
It's kind of like you can eat it on day one. If you want to eat it on day two, like cool.
Your
but like
tummy might hurt a little bit.
anything past day two, don't eat it. Don't put it in your mouth. Don't like.
But it's still sitting in the fridge on day 3.
Oh, it's day
It
5.
stays there.
It's like day 5, day 6 at this
Honestly,
point.
they
Like,
probably leave it for the Ogilvy employees.
yeah, like it stays, and it's like I said, it's like there's no proper like heating, cooling, and nothing. It's just like in, out, microwave.
It probably doesn't have a lid on it.
That's what I'm saying. Is it covered?
No. It's like not safe. Like don't eat it. And we're all just like, and Uncle Danny's like, what do you mean? I'm like, well, let's just heat the chili up a little bit. And we're just going to put it in bed with them. Let's just kind of make it seem like, which actually, this is kind of funny because I'm pretty sure, I don't know if they actually know that this part was like done by us.
Either.
So if you didn't and you're watching this, I love you very much. You had it coming.
They know they deserved it. I mean, come on.
Yeah. So all that happened is just like, we just kind of put spoonfuls in bed with them.
Like by
their butt.
by their
By
butt.
the spoonful.
By their butt. Like a spoonful by
Yeah.
their butt. So it just kind of like looked like they just, you know, made a mess in the bed. They both were like snoring, sleeping, like just sleeping it off. And I'm like, no, this is not, no, because we're not waking up tomorrow having breakfast and being like, haha, yesterday you tried fighting a 16-year-old. How cute. No,
Yeah, how
you're not waking up with an easy conscience. Like,
Yeah.
I'll be damned.
Yeah.
So,
but my dad tells a story too, and my dad's the one scooping it, and he said all of a sudden,
I'm in the back, phone up. I'm like, I'm getting this shit. Because also I'm like,
You have a video of it.
oh, because this is 100%.
I think pictures.
Pictures. I'm like going back through, but I'm like, all right, I need like evidence that I wasn't the only one participating also, because I'm like smart like that. So I'm just like flash photography. Like there's no like being quiet about this. I'm like, yeah, motherfuckers, like you thought, like let's go, taking pictures. And mind you, one of them moved, and when they moved, I'm diving. Like I dove on the ground. Uncle Danny's on the ground, and I'm like, mind you, like me and Uncle Danny's laughs aren't quiet at all. Like we're cackling on the floor. Like I'm rolling. I'm like,
this is a big wheezer.
I wheeze like a motherfucker. I do, and I was like dying on the floor. And Uncle Danny's like, shut up. I'm like, I can't. Like I'm like, I can't breathe. Like so then we finally get done with that. Head out, and we're like, well, what else can we do?
How much of this chili do you think you put on the bed?
Oh, a solid bowl. A bowl. Because it couldn't be one of those things where we're like, we want to make it believable. Like we wanted to make them think that like they either got sick or like something in their sleep.
Themselves.
Yeah, like shot themselves in their sleep, which 100% they did the next morning. That was priceless. But like we were just like literally just a bowl of chili, just going for it. And once we're done with that, we go out. The idea that I had, which I got from my father, shout out to Dave Runkle, he took his license plate, and you flip a license plate upside down. I feel like I'm like incriminating myself to saying something like that. But you flip the license plate upside.
Nothing was damaged.
Yeah, there's no damage done to the car.
Everything was
FYI.
reversible.
Yeah, easily reversible.
And
by the way.
everything was reversed before they left.
Yeah, and we did it. Well, Uncle Danny helped because some of the things that Uncle Danny did, I didn't know he did. But so like the license plate, we turned the license plate upside down, which like, you know, you can get in legal trouble if you don't. But we weren't going to let them happen. It was just more of like annoying things they had to do before they drove home. Yeah. Ultimately. We like loosened the like windshield wiper blades. And then I thought it was hilarious because I'm like, this is so funny. Like, ha ha ha. I go to bed. Uncle Danny does not go to bed. Uncle Danny, which I took the blame for this for years, and this is me on the record, I didn't do it. Uncle Danny let air out of the tires.
Yeah.
No, didn't damage them. Just let air out of the tires enough that they had to have AAA come in the morning to put air in the tires, because it wasn't like you could drive it down and put air. Like no. You had to wait for AAA to think about what you did.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So like I said, I'm sleeping when he's doing this. He comes like in the room, which if you've ever stayed at Ogleby, there's like 2 different like beds or whatever. We're staying in the room that's closest. Like we have a connecting wall with Cody and Jessica. And
I forgot about their names for a second.
So did I. I'm like really proud of myself right now. And we're like sleeping. We're like both of us are like cracking up laughing. We just think we're the funniest people ever for doing this. Like I'm just like, this is so great. Da 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 da.
No, truly iconic.
Oh, iconic. And the next morning, you hear Cody, Jessica, you da-da-da-da-da.
You shat in the bed.
You shit in the bed. And then you just, oh my gosh, like, why aren't the beans chewed up? And I'm like rolling. And you can hear this man, like, Loki, like, he's like, and I'm like, this is great. So me and Uncle Danny are dying laughing. But it's one of those things, like, you can't come out of the room right when that's said, because when they're walking out, they're gonna see us and like
giggling.
I got a shit ass grin, like I do. Like if I do something, like, I sit like this. I'm like, yeah, I can do it.
Wasn't there like full hot dogs in it too?
Oh yeah,
like,
there's full things. There's full pieces of food in there.
Not
yeah, but that's
up?
what he said. He was like, why aren't the beans chewed up? And I'm like rolling. So me and Uncle Danny like wait another probably like 15-20 minutes. And at this point, like, they're both hopping in, like, different showers or whatever, and everyone's whatever, and, like, Bumpa, I remember he was, like, standing in the kitchen, and he just, like, when I walked out, he, like, looked at me, and I, like, looked at him, and I was, like, kind of, like, nervous, because I was, like, shit, this is gonna be, like, a heads or tails if I'm getting, like, royally in trouble or not.
Keep your mouth shut, Bumpa.
And he just, like, looked at me and, like, kind of gave me a little nod, and it was kind of like a, good job.
Hell yeah.
And I was kind of just, like,
Cool. Oh, yeah.
Cool. Well, then that's when, like, the rest of the adults found out, like, everything else that was done to the car. Because at first everyone was like, that's funny. Like, they deserve that. But the whole tire thing, it made everyone mad. Well, not everyone mad. Some people were, like, rightfully so. But
it really mostly made obviously the two people who are probably hungover out of their mind.
Because also they had like a 9-hour drive. Like they were waking up that morning and they were driving back home.
Yeah.
So 100% put a damper on their time.
And her I think it was mostly them two, and then
her dad was mad because her dad said something to me about it. He was like, "That's so ridiculous. Like that's inappropriate that you did that and this and that." I'm just kind of sitting there like, no.
You know what's inappropriate?
I'm like, there's so many other things that are inappropriate, but sure, if I had to take the L on this one, I'll take the L for it. Mind you, at this point, I didn't even know what I was taking the L for because I didn't know about the tire thing. So I'm just over here. I'm like, it's not that big of a deal. Like, I'll go flip the license plate back around. Like, it's not that big of a deal. And like, just hook the whatever. And then they're all like walking outside and they're still here like 2 hours later. And I'm like, why are they here? And then they're like waiting for AAA. And I'm like, AAA? And I'm thinking in my head, I'm like, what did I do? And then Uncle Danny's like, no, they got to get air in their tires. And I'm like, what the hell? I'm like, what the hell did you do? What did you do? Because then I'm like, hold on, wait a minute. You mean to tell me all these adults are mad at me because they think I let the air out of all these tires? Which at the time, I'm 16. So I'm kind of like, thanks for thinking that I'm capable enough to let air out of all 4 tires.
Like
and
a 16-year-old would have slashed the tires, you know? Like
now, being Michelle and Dave Runkle's child, I know not to like permanently damage cars, mainly because my parents would have probably had to pay for it to get fixed because I was a very baroque 16-year-old. Yeah. So like I would have done that, but I was just real confused why everyone was mad at me for a second, and then I understood completely.
I come up though and it's like you were pulling up on a crime scene, like AAA's there, like there's angry old people everywhere.
Well, yeah, because the thing was like some of the cousins that you guys were with, like it was one of those things like I couldn't tell anybody until everyone was like gone, because it was like they'll come up and they'll be like loud about it, and I was like, we gotta chill with it.
But when we did get up there, all the adults were like, you kids need to fess up. I'm like,
just got
chat just got here.
Well, that was the thing. That's why it was so easy. Like, I mean, granted, I did it. Yeah, I wasn't trying to blame it on anybody else. I mean, like, I wasn't trying to be sneaky about it. There was no other teenager in the house besides me. Like, it was easy. The difference is my parents, like, if you're not my parent, you're not, what are you going to do, ground me?
Yeah. Like,
okay.
And clearly you didn't ground your children enough because they're 30 years old trying to fight.
Yeah, and my parents honestly thought it was hilarious because they were like,
as they should have.
Well, them too. They were like, shit, I know what she's capable of actually doing. So you're lucky all she did was turn the license plate upside down and put some chili by your ass. Like,
yeah.
Wait, so did they actually think they shit themselves until like?
Yeah. You know, honestly, I really don't know.
Because I think my dad talks about, like, the walk of shame they did with the sheets.
Yeah.
Like, they tried to keep it quiet.
The only thing I really think that they know about was, like, the car. I mean, obviously, after this, sorry about it. I really don't actually know. Because it wasn't everything, like, her and I really never, like, really talked about any of it. Ever. Yeah. Even still to this day, it was never really talked about.
It's not chewed up.
But it was just one of those things, like, certain things with that, just they got to the point where it was just way too much and it just something needed done with it.
Yeah. So somebody had to handle business.
Yeah. And I drew short straws, but not really short straws. I gladly took that.
Had the greatest night ever.
It was so much fun. Me and Uncle Dan had a great time. Yeah. Great memories. Awesome. Me and Bump Up, like, were on no level after that. It was, like, understanding, like, you make chili.
He was sick of that shit, too.
Yeah, because, I mean, it got to the point where it was, like, it was a problem. Like, it wasn't fun anymore, which... Yeah. Honestly, I think even, like, proud of her, even, because I think that was a big turning point for her as well, because now she doesn't, like, you know, she doesn't drink, and she made that change in her life, so... Who knows? Maybe that little small thing had an impact. I don't know.
Yeah, she was like, fuck, I can't be shitting out full beans anymore.
Yeah.
Like, that's a problem.
She probably did think that she ate a
they're
shit
like,
ton
wait,
of chili
guys.
she just couldn't remember last night.
Yeah, they're like, wait, when did we eat the chili?
It was just so funny because it was one of those. Because
I've never eaten Bumpa's chili before.
But, like, Bumpa, that was one thing, though. Like, that man, like, he would eat it every day.
Oh, yeah.
He'd sit there and he would
His body was built different.
Yeah. There was one time in New Hampshire, I remember when we went up, we were going through the cabinet, and he had bottles of ketchup that had separated. which
never seen that before.
I didn't know it was possible. I didn't know that was a thing.
No.
But apparently whenever you like have ketchup sitting in a like cupboard for years and years, I would love to know how many years, but it like will separate. And Bumpa, we're like, we got to throw this out. Like, this is not normal. Like, it looked like a science experiment. Like, you just use a ketchup bottle and you're putting different things inside of it. And he's like, no. You just add some water.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
he added water to everything.
I'm like, what?
Until it was water.
So from there on out, the rest of the summer, whenever I was up there, I was like, yeah, saltine crackers it is, boys. Like,
cereal. Yeah.
No milk.
No milk. No milk. No, when my grandparents used to go up to New Hampshire for the summer, my dad and his sister, my Auntie Yvonne, they used to go to sneak into their house and clear out the fridge and the cabinets.
Yeah, I remember it was Auntie Vaughn that came over, and she was the one that was like initiating it, and we're going through it, and it was so funny. I think that was the summer that Shannon fell through the ceiling.
Did do that.
Yeah. I mean, it's 100% her fault. She was an idiot. Love her dearly, but we were like sleeping up in like the attic space, and there was a giant like wasp nest like up there, and we're like sleeping, and all of a sudden you hear him going, and we wake up and we're like, what the fuck? And then we see him, so we go to like run out, but like it's not like an attic with steps. It's like an attic with one of those like old schools like pull down ladders that come down. Mind you, it was open. Like, it wasn't like we were stuck up there. Like, the ladder and everyevering was up.
Yeah, that ladder can't get shut while you're up there. If
then
it does,
then you're
fucked.
fucked.
Yeah.
And but I remember I'm like crawling on the floor going to like where the opening is, and Shannon just took off running, and it was one of those cartoons where like you see someone and then all of a sudden their body's just not there anymore. Like, it was one of those, like, her body like
just dropped.
Literally, it was like hovering for a second, and the next thing you know, it was like nothing. And Bumpa's sitting at the table like right downstairs from where it's happening, and he's looking at her, and her elbows like stuck on the ladder, like she's hanging by her arm, and it's like she's all cut up, and she's like, this hurt, and I'm dying upstairs with the wasp. Like, she's
You're
still
like,
on.
get off the ladder.
Yeah, I'm like, get the fuck off the ladder, dude. Like, there's wasp up here, and she's like screaming at me, and I'm like, I don't give a shit that you're stuck or hurt right now. Like, I need you to move. Like, there's wasp up here, and you're the dumbass that just tried to jump down like 12 feet. Like, what the hell?
She's like that
How
one
old
that
was she? How old was she?
high school.
Oh, she's grown.
Yeah, it wasn't like we
Grown.
were kids doing this. Like, we're easily the dumbest teenagers I've ever met in my entire life.
Yeah.
Like, we
And
used to think-
Bumpa just like, I guess, looked up at her.
he just looked at her, didn't
And just
help,
looked back
didn't
down.
say anything else. I think he was eating something or reading the newspaper or some shit. He like looked up, looked at her, and just kind of like double took almost. I think.
And you know what's crazy is Shannon was Bumpa's favorite person in the world, and so she just got madly injured, and that was his response.
Oh.
So like, imagine if it had been one of us.
Yeah.
Oh, if it had been one of us, he would have probably figured out a way to shut the ladder.
Yeah.
He would have been like, get away. He probably would have yelled at us for falling or like
Yeah.
almost breaking the ladder, because I think that's what he turned originally to do. He was turning to see who fell to yell that we would have broken the ladder, because if we would have broken the ladder, it would have been hell freezing over.
Yeah.
But they just wanted to put us in the attic. They were trying to hide us away. It's fine. Go team, I guess.
But I felt that story had to be told.
Oh, it's so funny.
It was time. But maybe we'll like ask you some questions about your business, important things.
Great.
So tell us about the building you bought.
Oh, dear. Okay.
Anything
So-
you feel like you can say or you want to say.
Big promotion right now.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's a lot of pressure. Okay. So it's the building next to the Bridge Tavern and the Doris Apartments. So it's the one in between. It's a little brick building, which one day will be black. Fingers crossed. All plans. It just needs to happen. I think Willie needs a black building, and if there's already a black brick building, sorry, just I don't know about it.
Yeah, I don't either.
Yeah, don't come at me if I'm wrong, but I love one.
No, it'll stand out for sure.
Yeah. So the upstairs is going to be a wedding venue. The middle floor is going to be like a bar and restaurant area, and then the downstairs will be another event building or like event space for like birthday parties. You can rent it out, or like showers, all that kind of jazz. My brother, who owns a construction company, shout out Runkle Construction.
Hell yeah.
He's doing all the work.
That's so
pretty
cool.
much. Thank God for Michael, because if not, I'd. Yeah, Michael's great.
Yeah.
He probably hates me, but it's fine. But yeah, so right now we're kind of just getting different like permits and figuring out stuff with that because it was originally condemned. So the city has to go through different like stages to kind of clear it.
Uncondemn it.
Yeah, and they have to make sure like we're actually doing work to it. Mm-hmm. So they have different people that come in and check it out. But it's called Holidays, which is my business that I started doing my catering through back in 2020. And then the theme for like the restaurant and the bar is like your favorite comfort foods that you would have like during the holiday season.
Oh, I'm so excited.
Yeah, it's going to be real fun.
Did you ever think about dedicating a room in the building to like maybe engagement shoots or like maternity shoots?
So originally we had thought about different stuff for downstairs. So like the downstairs area, you can like rent it out. So I guess you could like rent it out for different stuff like that. But Michael and I and the rest of our family, like if you know all of us, like one day we'll have 4 businesses and then by the end of dinner we'll have like 6 or 7. So when we were kind of planning through like what's going to go on each floor, we tried like really narrowing it down so it like made sense. So like each thing kind of like was just, I mean, I originally started wedding planning and then it was like, oh, like let me dabble in like flowers. So now I do flowers. And then it was also like, oh, I like doing small little like charcuterie stuff. And then I started doing that. So it kind of got to the point where I was like, okay, if I own like a photography studio or like something like that, my stupid self's going to like end up picking a camera up. And I already have one. I need it just sits in a closet right now where it needs to kind of be. Yeah. Because I'm like, I don't have the time for it. But ideally what I want to happen before the venues kind of like open, obviously upstairs, I want to do like a giant like style shoot opportunity for like different people in the area, so they can all come in and kind of play with different areas of the venue upstairs to like see what you can do, which also, you know, promote the business but also kind of give like creative freedom to everybody else around here, just like it's another, you know, open venue.
Yeah,
it's like there you go, have fun, do whatever you want, so cool. Within reason. Please don't destroy my building.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Can you share an estimated like an ETA?
I think right now we're looking at the end of 2026.
So cool.
So, big 2 years coming.
Big 2 years.
Yeah.
Massive.
And I think ideally, like, it's going to be, we focus on the main floor, obviously, which is going to have the, like, kitchen, restaurant, and then we'll shoot for upstairs. So, I'd even be, like, fine with opening if the first, like, the top 2 floors are open, and then even if we're still working on the downstairs. But just kind of getting that traffic in to like have like open weddings. So ideally planning weddings, it'd be like open for like 2027. I wouldn't like to really plan any weddings for like 2026 unless like our open date was like earlier in the year. But I would just not feel comfortable being like, oh yeah, you can have your wedding in September of 2026 at the venue and like something happen. Cause I mean,
that would be bold.
Stuff does happen.
Yeah.
I think a big question a lot of times we get, it's kind of like, oh, you're still not like open, like it's still not working. And I'm like, Michael's 24 and I'm 26. So
it's impressive we got the ball rolling.
Yeah, I'm so, like, and like both of us, like our family, the way we kind of like work, it's just obviously no one's to be in debt, but we're like rather work like slower and not have those hundreds of $1,000 loans hanging over our head for the next 10 years. So the point of like, any of our profits, not even a profit, it's just going back. Because also, like, I still build my business on the outside, so it's kind of like the more I build my business outside the venue will help the venue whenever it's up.
Yeah.
So rather than like, we're almost kind of like working backwards in a way, but it's nice because also I get to like just kind of walk around and see all the other venues, and I'm like, oh, I like that. Huh.
We'll take one of those.
I'll take one of those.
Yeah.
I'm like, and with like the way that they were like working on the city, hopefully like the city stuff is kind of like done by the time that stuff's done, so then we don't have to worry about, like, I couldn't imagine opening like now with all like all that construction that they were having. It would have been terrible.
I think 2026 is really smart.
And then they're going to be working on the welcome center. So where my building is, the
it's going to be perfect.
The front, we're like we're opening up the first floor window, so you'll be able to see like the straight like shot of the bridge. Which the welcome center, they've even said like they want to set it back so it's not like in the like in sight of the bridge anymore. So like that just gives like a great view off the rip. Which I mean, there's definitely like a lot of like cool like venues around here, but not that can fit like 250. So it just offers another like space that can hold that many people. Which we also would like to do like live music because there is a stage upstairs.
That would be sick.
So right now, if all goes well with like the back door like exit from the third floor, we can have a capacity of 500 people up on the third floor.
Damn.
So that'd be awesome for like live music.
Hell yeah.
Downtown Wheeling's gonna be bumping in 2
Yeah.
years.
Yeah.
I know it is, and people are so hesitant to wait. Wheeling, like seriously, guys, you're not seeing it. You're not seeing it.
Honestly,
every day. You're not
that used to be
seeing it
me
with
too.
business.
Like you can ask anybody that knew me. I hated Wheeling. I always swore up and down I was never gonna end up here, like the rest of my life. The older I've gotten, I've definitely have more of an appreciation for it. That being said, it's also like 40 minutes from Pittsburgh, and you don't pay Pittsburgh pricing for living.
Yeah.
Like I love my apartment where I live, but I also don't pay like $3,000 for the month just to like live.
Mm-hmm.
And everyone's like, "Oh, if you live in Pittsburgh," and I'm like, "If I live in Pittsburgh, what?"
Yeah.
Like I can.
The drive is nothing.
Yeah, it's not bad in the slightest.
Mm-mm.
Which like if there's no traffic and everything, give me 45 minutes tops. And
Yeah.
that's with driving.
Me'll get you there.
you're
yeah.
pushing 45 minutes.
I'm getting there. Okay. Now, if I got kids in the car, it turns into an hour and 10. I'm a very safe driver. But like, if it's just me and I got to work, I'm zooming.
Yeah.
Like, we're getting where we have to go.
I think the only thing, well, a lot of things, but I think downtown Wheeling would benefit so much of just like a little Trader Joe's or just a little something that you can walk in, get a little drink. Like we have that little 7-Eleven. Nobody's going to 7-Eleven.
No, if you value your life, you're not going to 7-Eleven.
Yeah, I'm scared of the 7-Eleven.
We need
I'm
something.
scared of it.
We need just a little corner store. We need just a little like.
Yeah, and it's the corner store that's not like with Trader Joe's. It's the quality, but it's also like not the price of like a Whole Foods.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like some of the places around here, which trust me, I fully understand because I mean, like I also work in that industry. Like I know that like the cost of Q is going for it.
He's fucking somebody up in his dream.
Like the price of food goes up, so therefore like you need to charge more. I understand that more than anybody.
Mm-hmm.
However, that being said, there's some places that it's just like I can't afford to spend $25 to grab a snack for a day.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Every day. And it's just, I mean, it comes to the point where it's like a Trader Joe's, you can go in and you can grocery shop for like the entire week for like $60.
And
Yeah,
I
it's
heard,
affordable.
It's
I heard
affordable. It's
Trader
nothing
Joe's
crazy.
is like
It's
organic
cheap.
too.
It's
though.
organic. It's cheap. It's great.
Fun stuff too.
Right.
Yeah,
Like fun snacks.
They got
fun
flowers.
dips.
I'm pretty
Yeah.
sure.
they do,
Mhm.
and it's great. Even like our
seasonings.
public market, like it does great, and it's like whenever it's like in season stuff, love going down there. Sometimes can be pricey.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, that's where it's kind of like the cutoff where it's like, oh, if we had some place where it was a little bit more affordable, I feel like people would go there a lot more.
Yeah.
It's just obviously, I mean, it's hard and it's not going to probably get any easier
Mm-hmm.
anytime soon. But,
I just think this little strip would benefit so much from it.
oh, if Trader Joe's would come in here, fire.
Yeah.
Now, I don't know who is forking out the kind of money for that.
For the rent and for the what's it called? To
I'll give you
own a
guys the
Trader Joe's.
idea, but I'm good.
Right.
I'm not gonna do it.
Yeah, I'm not going to be the one that does it, but if anyone that listens has a shit ton of money that they want to buy Trader Joe's, put it in downtown.
Right.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
I got
How-
20 buckies I can throw you right now.
Like,
I'll donate to the cause.
yeah, guys, if we all just chip in $20,
We could get a Trader Joe's in downtown Wheeling.
Yeah.
yeah, that'd be great.
We start a GoFundMe for it.
Can you
That'd
imagine?
be fucking great.
Who's paying the rent for downtown Wheeling?
Yeah.
Nobody.
Dude, that's, some of it's wild. My favorite's when you see these, like, condemned buildings where you can't go past the second floor, and they're like, for $1.6 million, it could be yours. I'm like, Susan.
There's active mold
no.
in there. If you
Like-
walk in there without a mask, you're gonna get.
Susan,
Who
who
knows
has
what?
the $12 million that they had to put into it so they could, like go past the third floor? That's crazy.
Yeah. That
Bonkers.
is nuts. How did you get into event planning? How did you when did it start where you oh, this is something I could really do?
That's a really good question. So
I feel like and again, I've said it a number of times, but having healthcare parents, my mind was so limited as to what one could do for a living to healthcare. Like, I didn't know anything outside of it. So to be able to dream up and then follow through with what you've done is pretty cool. And I would have never thought.
So I think a big part was, I mean, my parents used to own restaurants back in the day, when like we were kids.
Big business owning family.
Yeah,
I can tell.
Yeah, we're crazy. It's honestly been a great time, but we're nuts. If Runkles get involved, power to you. But yeah, so they owned bars and restaurants when we were kids, and then they've owned their auto body shop down on 29th Street for how.
We pass it
15.
Going up to Mozart every day.
15 years. They're great. Michelle, she's a lot nicer than she looks. She just don't smile or have very good people skills, but I promise she's not mean.
Michelle is one of my favorite people.
Yeah. I always tell her all the time, like, Mom, you got to answer the phone with a little more, like, pizzazz. Like, she's just, like, willing auto body. I'm like, that's not how you should answer. It's like, hi, how can I help you? Like, something. Give them something.
Yeah. I think if I didn't know her or didn't, like, grow up with her, like, you know, being one of the aunties, like, I would probably be scared of her.
Oh yeah, Michelle's
I'd
the
probably
reason.
Be scared of you too.
100%. Yeah. Michelle's the reason why, like, I'm not afraid of anybody.
Yeah.
Because like everyone's like, oh, don't they intimidate you? No. Well, why not? I'm like, do you know who I grew up with as a mother? Like,
yeah.
Boogeyman who? Me. Like, no, I'm unstoppable. But no, with them owning their businesses, I kind of just went off from there. And then during high school, I was convinced I was going to do like plastic surgery or something. And then, you know, I hate school. Yeah. And the day someone told me that I had to go to school for another like 10 years after high school for that, I was like, that dream quickly fell.
Forget about it.
I was like, not a shot. Like, I didn't even want to go to college. I was like, no.
It's good to be honest with yourself, though,
yeah.
You know?
And then I thought about doing like cosmetology for a while, because when I was back in like high school, I used to love that stuff, which I still like to dabble in it, but bitches be crazy with their hair and stuff. I'm one of those bitches.
Yeah.
Shout out Sierra, you do a great job with my hair. I love you. But you know, people are nuts.
Yeah, I've seen like the videos when people are like, I'm not paying for this, or like, what do you put? And I'm like,
I'd rip someone's hair so quick out of their head if they tried doing that shit to me.
Yeah.
Like, if I just worked on your hair for 6 hours and then you just wanted to be yourself and try to scam me out of hundreds of dollars, yaga.
Yeah.
Like, you're having no more. You're not having any more hair on your head.
Yaga was huge in high school.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh.
Trademarking that. Bring it back. Let's go. But yeah, no. So from the wanting to be a plastic surgeon kind of thing to cosmetology, then my parents were like, you should just go to West Lib and go into their tourism and event management major. My fall semester of freshman year, they canceled my major. This is me telling everybody, if you want to go into what I do, you don't actually need a college degree.
Yeah.
Do you feel like it helped you at all?
College, no. I can say, like, full-heartedly, I learned more in high school than I did in college. Honestly, like, some of my, I mean, I didn't love Lindsley, but some of my, like, college, or some of my, like, Lindsley professors, like, definitely taught me what I needed for my career. Not even, like, the curriculum wise, just like them being who they were, like, and how I like viewed life. But college was a joke to me. Like, when I say, like, people said it was like amazing that I graduated, like, they're not wrong. It is genuinely, I don't know how I did it. I still graduated in 4 years and I dropped out once. So like, kudos to me. Maybe I really am smart.
And now you have a building downtown.
Yeah, but I truly just think, like, you don't have to actually have a college degree if you just have, like, your head on straight. And like you have a drive to like want to work. Yeah. But yeah, I liked the idea of planning weddings because it let me do like the creative freedom aspect. I also liked like the amount of style and like planning that goes into it. I also personally don't find that being stressful. A lot of people that with like in the wedding industry, like, it stresses them out. I'm like 9 times, if not 10 times out of 10, like, cool as a cucumber. Like,
yeah, give Mia the mic and let her be in charge and boss people around.
Yeah, it's just, it works, and it's not hard. I know it can be stressful because, like, it's more of, I found, like, it's more of, like, other people's, like, expectations of what the people think, like, your wedding should be that, like, stresses people out. Like, a lot of people are like, well, like, my mom wants this to happen, or my mom wants these people to come, but I don't want them coming. And I'm like, well, that's like where the big break is with me. And I can't say for other planners because I really don't like talk to too many of them. But like I really push like, it's your day, like what do you want?
Yeah.
And like I'll make it happen. Like if you ruffle from like some feathers every once in a while, like so be it. Like it's ultimately like if you're, especially if you're paying for it, that's my biggest thing. Like before it was more like your parents pay for, you know, a lot of it, and that was more of the norm. And we're kind of hitting that generation where like we're paying for a lot more of our like weddings and our stuff like that. So especially like if you're one of those people that like you're paying for your own wedding, then hell yeah, make it about you.
Yeah.
Now I do think the exception is like if your parents are fully paying for everything and like
probably gotta find some sort of happy medium.
Yeah, there's no like real budget and they're pretty much spending like a crap ton of money on you and they want to invite your cousin Sally. Looks like Sally's coming to your wedding.
Yeah.
Like unless Sally openly calls you a bitch and tries to slap you in your face on like the regular,
Sally can come.
Just let Sally come. Put her at table number 27 in a corner.
Yeah.
And call it a day. Like there's so many ways around it. It's fine. Yeah, I almost just kind of like the idea that like my job is a job, but I've never felt like I'm going to work when I'm doing what I do. Like
that's the goal.
I truly do like love it. It's never been something to me that it's like, oh my gosh, I have a wedding or I have an event or I have anything like that. It's always I'm good to go. I mean, with that being said, I also have the luxury of like kind of picking my schedule. Obviously, like when clients come to you, like they come with the days. But ultimately, if I already have like 10 things the month of June, like unless if someone comes to me and it's like a giant event that I would love to do, obviously I'll take it. But if it's a smaller event that, you know, it's not really my style, it's not really like something I'm truly like interested or like passionate about, I have the opportunity to be like, actually, like I am busy this month or I am busy that day. Like here's other people that kind of do what I do. Like you can reach out to them. But I also, you know, like I actually have full control over what my schedule is. So like I always take a month off and people think I'm crazy, but like I take a month off from my business every year and it's great. I don't answer. So nice. Like obviously if people like message me on social media, like I'll answer and I'll kind of just be like, yeah, absolutely. Like here's my availability. Like if you're interested, I can send you over some contracts you can look over, but then like we can hop on a call the first of the year kind of thing, or, you know, whatever it is. But that way, at least I'm not to the point where I'm like working my entire life away. Because
What month do you take off?
So I normally like to take off either like the first, so like January is normally like a good one for me, or I'll take off my birthday month, so April. It really kind of just depends on what I have coming up in the year. Last year I took off February.
That's so random.
It's so random.
But I guess like who's getting married in February?
Yeah, so like last year I had a bigger event in January, then I had a really big event in April. So it was kind of like I took off the month of February, and then I worked straight through until this past January. For me, whenever I have that downtime, I use it almost like this year I want to hit having like 27 weddings, or you know what I mean? Like I can set those goals for me where it's a little bit easier for me to actually see them rather than just being a concept, because like months go by so quick. Like it's nuts. Like I tell John like all the time, I'm like we're done, we're in February. I'm like we're zooming.
Yeah. We're already going through 2025.
And like my best friend's getting married this May, and like so her bachelorette trip's coming, and like all that stuff kind of starts like floating by. And then I have different like full service clients. Like my fourth one is signing up. Well, she's signing her contract today. But that's like the fourth one in like a week and a half that have signed full service contracts. So
what does a full service contract entail?
Oh, I'm so glad you asked. So my full service is probably different than other full service. Mind you, I have no idea. People always ask like what other planners offer. I have absolutely no idea. I used to work with a girl. Her name's Alyssa Thomas. She's fantastic. She's probably like helped me get into the industry a lot. She was like out of Pittsburgh. So I kind of based off a lot of like how I handle the day of from like working with her. But my full service and what I more like planned for it to be was I wanted to almost be like your glorified maid of honor, but on like steroids. So like whatever you did not want to do when it comes to like planning your wedding, I'll handle. I think sometimes people with full service, they get nervous because it's like, well, I still like want to plan my wedding. I still want to have like full control over it. And I'm like, by all means, have full control. But like the annoying tasks that no one wants to do, text me and I'll do it. Mm-hmm. Also, some people are just really bad at like the time management part of it, or they stress out. So like they'll get married, like they'll get engaged, and they'll get engaged like 2 years away from their wedding day. So where some people think that's like great, you have so much time to plan. Most of the time, and like 9 times out of 10, that bride is going to be a stressful mess for a year and a half straight, because they're going to think that they should be doing so much in that downtime. Because in their head, they're like, well, I don't have everything fully booked. Well, like, Lucy, you don't need to have your napkin fold picked out 2 years before your wedding.
Yeah.
So, like, I'm almost kind of there, which I also really just have, like, a very, like, blunt personality where it's just, like, I'll tell you that. Like, I'll be like, you can calm down. Like, everything's fine. Like, I'll tell you if you should be worrying about something that we shouldn't have done. But with my full service package, I offer, obviously, you'll get, like, a discounted rate on, like, my flower service. You get, like, I do your stationery work. The only extra cost that you'll have on that is, like, you pay for, like, the printing pricing. Or, like, if you want me to make, like, a giant sign, you won't pay for me to actually make the sign for you, but it's just like if you want on acrylic, you'll pay for the acrylic, you pay for the like vinyl that goes on it. Mm-hmm. So some people that's like easy to do, but some people really just don't have that eye for like the design to have everything like be cohesive, which is perfectly fine. That's literally why like my job exists.
Yeah.
I think some people think they have to do it, and I'm like, it's okay that you don't like have that eye for it. You can tell me that you think something looks good, and I can figure out a way to like make it your own. You don't just have to completely copy paste Pinterest. Like,
yeah,
I love style shoots, but I also don't, because sometimes the expectation of like what should happen on your day of can get so just insane, because people like the idea of how much stuff costs gets so lost.
Yeah. And
also like this whole Temu thing drives me nuts, because people are like, well, on Temu I can buy 7 different flower arches for $12. Please, Karen, please go and buy those flower arches and put them up and let me know what that looks like.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong. Sometimes it might look great. I have no idea. But a lot of times people are like, well, I can buy that same thing on Amazon for them. Buy it.
Buy it.
Like,
see what
by
it
all
looks
means.
like.
And it's not even like a hateful comment either, because some people are like, does that make you mad? I'm like, it doesn't bother me. But I'm like, also, like, if this is my price of me doing it. And that's kind of final.
Yeah.
If you want to do it and you think you can do it for cheaper, that's fine. Because at the end of the day, it's your time that's going to be, like, taken. Mm-hmm. So it's not just, like, the materials. It's also, like, what I believe that my time's worth.
Yeah.
So, like, there is no conversation about that, because you're not going to sit here and be like, maybe $50 less. No, maybe your time's worth $50 less, but mine isn't. This is what... listen...
Unfortunately, this isn't a negotiable.
This is not there is nothing else. But no, I mean, with my full service, it is cool, because like I do the full service planning, but then like I said, I also get like more involved. So like any rentals that I own, it's included in the down price. So like I own a bunch of like different kind of candle options, plates, tables, chairs. It's kind of like a one-stop shop. Like, she does flowers. Like I have different photographer like friends who like, we have like deals, so it's kind of like if you use them, there's like this, it's kind of like, you know, almost like a partnership kind of thing. I don't know, I like the idea of it being easier for like the bride whenever they book the full service, rather than having to like worry about all the extra. It's like, oh no, I got it, I'll handle everything, like go from there.
I'm your gal.
Yeah, pretty much like Sammy's.
Yeah, I mean, I'm blessed.
Yeah, Sammy's just lucky.
Because
truly, Lammy's just lucky. That's about the only thing I gotta say.
Listen, also too, like, it's so, you know, understanding people's like love languages and stuff. Like, if Mia's one of your people and you're gonna have a wedding and you're not asking for her help, you cross the line.
You royally piss me off.
Yeah.
And, like, 2, I just don't think that we're close anymore.
Yeah.
Because, like...
But respectfully, there's nobody else I would have had done it.
Well, because even, like, Dejour, like, been my best friend since, like, 6th grade. Yeah. I remember when she first got engaged, there was like, a week where different people were like, well, we'll pay for you to have, like, a wedding planner or whatever. And she'd come to me and she was just like, do you want to be my planner or do you want me to pay somebody else? And I like dead stopped in my track and ultimately told her like I'm not coming to your wedding if I'm not your planner.
Yeah.
And she was like, why didn't if you wanted to enjoy the day? And I said, if you think that I'm actually going to enjoy anything, sitting back and watching someone else do my job and get paid for it, I'm gonna be fucking pissed.
Yeah.
And she was like, okay, understood. And that's how I got my job as Dejour's wedding planner. I don't know, it's almost not an insult, but like I would take it as an insult.
Yeah.
Because it's like do you not trust like my skills, my vision, whatever, to get it done?
Cause she gonna get it done.
Because I'm gonna get it done, and I'll still enjoy the day. I also like I don't drink. Like, me having like fun at a wedding is just like the wedding going smoothly.
Yes.
Like I have no desire to get shit faced and then not remember the night. That's not fun to me.
Yeah, because at our wedding you were like running around doing things.
I had a blast. I was on cloud 9. I was like, this is fantastic.
It was just in her hands. I was like, hey, we rented this place. Just let me. Whatever you want to do is cool.
Oh yeah, they're all at brunch, like everyone. Not even just her and just Brian. No, everyone, all the friends, everyone. They're all getting shit faced at brunch and shit. And I'm like, that's fine. I'm going to Trader Joe's. I'm gonna grab some flowers and do stuff. I'm like, I'm having a great time. Everyone else is getting shit faced, just doing beat bopping around. I'm over here like.
Me and I are steaming the fucking boys' shirts.
That's
day
where I low key. First of all, that actually is my contract. I will steam. Like suits and stuff. Do I like doing it? No, because I feel like I can do other things.
Your time could be better spent.
Yeah, like if that's ultimately the only thing that you need done in the morning, I got you. Now, if there's a bunch of other things, maybe like
find somebody else.
Find someone else,
mother of the bride,
someone else. I mean, or just tell the boys to just not
learn how to use an iron,
or just not put their stuff in bags.
Yeah,
like the boys were ridiculous. Well,
yeah, and then they're like getting people's. They didn't know whose was whose.
Me and Gia are like chilling for a second. When I say a second, I mean like I just fully set the backyard up for a full blown like dinner, wedding, ceremony, everything. I just did flowers for everyone. Like everything's done, and I'm just breathing, just for a second before all the chaos comes in and trying to organize people and like in this Airbnb and trying to make it because. It's not like a venue, so it's not like used to being like hidden, like hiding a bride. Like, so I'm trying to figure out angles of where to have her, like all the things.
Yeah.
And next thing you know, here comes all the boys' suits. And it's like, they all need steamed.
Why did y'all send them here?
Mind you, the boys aren't in the same house.
No, like they had to get it sent. The
boys had their own audacity. That's what got me. The audacity to send not just one, because Brian's group, like this would be a great time to put a little picture of all the boys that were in his wedding.
Yeah,
they were deep.
Like think like all the boys in a graduating class.
Yeah,
in this thing, and we got all of their suits. I'm pretty sure Cooley's was one of the only ones that was like on a hanger.
Mm-hmm. Mind you, no names. We were figuring out whose shirt this is by their sizes, by their measurements, because they sent us their pants too.
Yeah, shirts and pants.
Yeah. So
as we're doing it, people were like, this could get done better. And I'm like, oh, okay. Yeah. And then finally it was like, then they're like, well, let's just iron them instead. So that's whenever I stopped because I unplugged the steamer. Yeah. I said, you know what, I'm done with this.
Yeah.
You guys do this.
Yeah,
this isn't my job.
Mia held out a lot longer than I did though, because Mia was going to do it in the first place. Like whenever the opportunity got brought up, Mia was like, yeah, I'll do it. I'll handle it, whatever. My mom comes walking by. She's like, Gia, why don't you help Mia? I'm like, Mom, I don't know how to fucking steam these shirts. I don't know what to do with this. What are you talking about?
It was funny. It took you like 25 minutes to like even figure out like to get the steamer on, and like the way you were holding the shirt, I'm just sitting here. I'm like, I gotta double team this shit because I'm like, she's gonna get these shits. She's gonna shrink them somehow. Like,
oh my god, burn a hole through it.
Oh gosh. But it was definitely a team effort. I went over to the boys' house that day. I walk in, they're doing haircuts, drinking, watching football. I'm like, what a day. What a day to get married.
I will say that is probably my favorite thing about doing like weddings of people that I know. It makes it so fun for me because like with the boys, because most of them like know me, and especially if they know me from high school. And I just was like kind of to the point where I was like, all right, boys, let's go. And a couple of them were like, no, wait a minute. And like a couple of other guys were like, no. You don't argue with her. Like, let's go. like no. Like,
lock in.
Like,
taking pictures was like prime example. I was like, wow, she really got this shit under control. Like, I really am listening to what she got to say, because we're taking pictures. Tino's taking pictures for the boys, and then he like hand the camera off to me, whatever, just to get everybody in the shot. Mia's like, boys, listen, I'm gonna count to 3 and you're gonna be lined up and ready to go.
Yeah, and they would. And everyone always is like, doesn't that like scare you that you get like that? And I'm like, are you kidding me? I just got all the pictures done for 45 people in the matter of 15 minutes.
Yeah,
no, I just think I won the Olympics. Like,
Yeah.
that's what I just did. I won the Olympics.
You handled pictures.
And not once did she really even look or sound stressed. She's having a great time.
I was laughing the entire
Yeah.
time. I think the only thing I was complaining about was my shoes.
But I remember, like, your guys, Stacy, your guys' mom was like, I feel so bad for Mia, you know, like and I'm like, you don't understand. If I had been like, oh, we're hiring somebody, and like, well, Mia simply would not have come.
No, I simply would not have.
I was like, she wants to be doing this.
It was so much fun. I had a great time.
Minus the ironing, but
yeah, minus the ironing. And then
I learned how to iron.
Well, then it was funny because then I literally was like, at the end of the night, you guys were all like, oh, we're gonna go out and this and that, and I remember I was on the phone with like Deja a couple of times, and she was like, are they mad that you're not going out? And I was like, no. And I was like, at this point, like, that's just how I am. Like, they know I don't. I'd be standing there. I'd be like this. I'd be like, you guys having fun?
Right.
Like, I turned mom. Especially when Michael was out. I'm always like, where's Michael?
Yeah.
And I call Michael Pikel when he hates it, and he's going to hate that I just said that on this. But I'm always like, where's Pikel? And they're like, I don't know. And the one day, everyone left Pikel at the strip or wherever you guys were at. Oh. And he didn't get in the Uber or something. And everyone's calling me, who, mind you, grandma over here has been sleeping peacefully for hours watching Golden Girls. And I'm getting these texts like, is Michael with you? Like, where's Michael? And I'm like, what do you mean, where is Pikel? Like, Pikel's with you. And they're like, no, last I saw, Pikel was drunk. Da-da-da-da-da. And I'm like, drunk where? I'm like, did he get is he in the car with somebody?
Yeah.
Because, like, Michael will make friends with people. And he'll
I think
leave with
he
them.
did that night.
He
I think
probably
he like
did.
went.
He makes friends with like
places
Uber drivers all the time. I remember once for
Yeah.
spring break, this is terrible. We went to Panama City, I think. Yeah, Panama City. And it was my senior year. And Michael made friends with the church van that was giving out free rides for spring break. And Michael was... I went home early, and I was waiting for all my friends to get back to the Airbnb, because I was like, just going out, it's just not my thing. Yeah. And I'm like in the Airbnb waiting, and all the friends start coming back, and I remember they came back, and I'm like, where's Pike? And they're like, dude, listen. And I'm like, what? He comes running in the house. Mind you, man's barefoot. Michael has no shoes on. And he's like, I'll be right back. And he runs out the door. And I'm like, what was that about? And they're like, no. He made friends with the Jesus van. And they're talking to him because, like, ultimately, like, they're, like, not preaching, but, like, they're preaching. Like, they're trying, you know, whatever.
Save the soul and stuff.
Well, Michael's generally just, like, having a good conversation with them. So he's staying in the van because the van's riding around till 2 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
I'm terrified because we're in Florida.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what do you mean he's riding around with these people for hours? Because in my head, I'm instantly like, this is how Taken happens. Like,
yeah, like he's going to get trafficked.
I don't know.
Jesus, man, no shoes. I hope he got his shoes back.
Yeah, I think he did come home with his shoes. I think he just left it in the van for some reason. It was, like, ridiculous.
They're talking about, Michael, wait.
Yeah.
Your shoes, Michael, come back.
Well, the thing was, he came inside the house, I'm pretty sure, to get some money because he was going to get something from, like, the store around the corner or something. Yeah. Like, it was something stupid.
I thought you were going to say he was going to, like, donate to their cause.
It was something crazy. Like, he came inside to grab something specifically. I
need it now.
He's got a rosary in one hand, no shoes.
Mind you, it was funny because, like, that night, too.
He's actually preaching on the streets now.
People don't tell me anything anymore. People used to be like, I saw your brother out, and I'm like, I don't care. Don't tell me about it.
One time somebody told me Trace did coke at a party, and I was like, that's enough.
I didn't need to know.
Trace is wild. Trace cracks me up.
Trace is funny.
He's something else.
I was like, wait a second. You're my age. Why are you hanging out with my brother at a party watching him do coke?
Yeah.
Because wait a second, I'm not there, so why the fuck are you there?
Yeah.
And Gia's like, well, I didn't get the invite.
Yeah.
Where's everybody else's invite?
Yeah.
Wait a second. Hold on. There's so many parts of that story that's wrong. Hold on. Number one, why was I not invited? 2, where was I at?
Yeah.
3, why is there Coke there?
Yeah. 3, why are you out here just making all the memes without me?
Yeah. And why are you going around now telling people that my brother's doing this?
Yeah.
Is there a favorite event you've done so far?
I planned a 60th birthday party that was actually kind of fun.
Hell yeah.
Nice.
You know what? Hell yeah.
It was at a lady's house up in Ogleby. For her 60th, she wanted to do a silent disco. So you
What a
wear
queen.
you wear headphones. Like you wear headphones like this, and it has 3 different channels. And like, first of all, if you've never seen a silent disco like in person, it's fucking hilarious.
Yeah.
Because everyone that does it, they look ridiculous because like you hear no music. I mean, like
You
you
just
might
hear,
hear
like-
like if they have a speaker going like with normal music, but like you'll see people doing like the WAP, but there's no music, so they just look ridiculous. Or like they'll do Cotton Eye Joe, and like I'm just like that's
You just hear like the scuffles of
Their
the
feet.
Yeah.
or like you know
Somebody
you have that random like Lucinda who sings. That's even greater. Like
Oh.
or like the person that sings while they're doing it. I'm like, oh please stop. Like
Yeah.
that's great. That's a happening.
Yeah, we went to a silent disco. We were in Mexico for a wedding, and we were at this all-inclusive resort, and they would have events at places and stuff. So it was like a free silent disco to go to. So we went to that one, and I watched videos of it before, and I was like, I would never do that ever. And then we went, and it was actually a great time.
Oh yeah, no, I had like stupid amounts of fun doing it. But also like they had like Chef Adam, who's like one of the chefs around here. He catered it, and his food's just phenomenal. So it was a fun time. I think Tina was there. Tina photographed it.
Nice.
You know, family represents.
Right.
Wait, talking about food, what is your favorite meal to cook? Favorite meal and then favorite dessert, because you be doing desserts too.
If I'm cooking like at home for me and John anymore, it's normally like a steak with some sweet potatoes, and I make like that tomato and cucumber salad all the time. Like we probably have that like twice
Yeah,
a
I
week.
make the tomato and cucumber salad for the week, and I keep it in the fridge.
Yeah, like that's probably like
Love a good caprese.
our little like go-to.
Yeah.
I put cheese in his. I sometimes have cheese on mine depending on how I'm feeling. If I'm feeling froggy, but
Yeah, I feel like my tummy can almost handle like just a little bit of mozzarella and a little bit of provolone.
yeah,
They're
mine
gentle.
mine's a hit or miss sometimes. But desserts anymore, I honestly just want a s'more. So I literally buy those like little like sterno things that you can do like a s'more inside the house.
Nice. I love s'mores.
Or John and I will go and get some Cold Stone ice cream because that's our, which is kind of ridiculous because my Cold Stone order is like, it's honestly, I'm like a child. I like chocolate ice cream with gummy bears in it.
That is crazy.
I put Sammy onto Russell Stover's the other day.
Yeah.
You
They
ever
have
been?
butter pecan there, and that's my favorite, one of my favorite flavors. So I'm a big Russell Stover girly now.
See, I feel like if I did anything other than chocolate ice cream with gummy bears, I'd probably try other places. But the fact that I eat ice cream like I'm a 6-year-old, so I'm like, probably not.
Yeah. Yeah, no, gummy bears and like, especially like gummy bears and like maybe like a cotton candy flavored ice cream or like a sherbet, even a vanilla, but chocolate is crazy.
I stay putting Reese's cups in my
I'm
ice
judging
cream.
you so hard on your choice of ice cream on that first thing. The cotton candy, you lost me.
Well, I would never get those flavors, but to do the combo with gummy bears.
Oh, see, I feel like you'd have to have something normal with gummy bears. If you had like a sherbet with gummy bears,
If I bit into ice cream and there was a gummy bear,
first of all, you'd probably break your teeth if you didn't know they were in there because they freeze, and that's why I love it because they get like hard. Like it's
Frozen
more,
gummy bears are so good.
yeah, it's like the texture that I like. So
I
in the
didn't know
ice cream,
that.
it freezes them.
I'm thinking of like chewy.
No, it makes them
Okay.
like hard.
I was gonna say, because if I bit into something chewy while I'm eating ice cream, yakking.
Like actually, I'm 95% positive that we still have some in the freezer from the other day, and I'm 100% gonna eat that when we get home because
Absolutely. So maybe now just plug all your stuff.
My private. My personal Instagram is Miah_Runk. It is private, so unless I know you, I won't accept it. So don't even bother going on that one.
Mind your business.
Respectfully, I like my life and my relationship, and none of you guys need to know anything about that.
Yeah.
So my business is miahrunkle.events. My website is in that bio, which is just Miah Runkle Events.
Hell yeah.
And other than that, my business Facebook is, I had to check because I changed it because people were crazy. But it's just under holidays, which
Nice.
the end is A Z.
Okay, yeah.
Because, yeah, that's what my restaurant's name is.
But this week's Woman of the Week is Kiera Lewis. Her Instagram is Kiera_Lewis1. And she's also in the book talk community, but she is like the newest to the Unwell team, newest to join Alex Cooper in her franchise. So yeah, but she's most well known for reading the Harry Potter series. Your mom actually follows her.
Shut up.
Yeah, because she read the Harry Potter series for the first time, and she's like just bawling her eyes out over everything that happens, and it's hilarious. But yeah, she makes really funny content, and she's now Unwell, so that's pretty cool.
Go team.
Hell yeah. So that's probably it for today, guys.
Miah, thank you for joining us.
Absolutely.
Thanks for joining us. I can't wait to edit this.
Honestly, it really wasn't that bad.
I can't wait for a reel to make a reel of the story times.
Yeah, I'm
that
excited.
honestly
It'll be
wasn't
so
bad.
good.
Michael running in the house with no shoes.
Yeah, I was expecting a lot worse things to come out of my mouth.
Maybe
Very-
next time.
Very proud of myself, honestly.
Maybe next time.
Yeah, next time I need to like wear one of those like masks over my head, and then we'll just let it rip.
Yeah, we all have just like potato sacks on our
That's so
heads.
funny.
Yeah,
Oh,
like like a Halloween episode. Be like,
yeah.
let the scaries out. We can do those weird little cool voice changers.
Wait, that's actually hilarious. They actually
That's
don't
funny.
even know who's who.
No, they're gonna be like, who's talking? And I'm like, I have no idea.
That's so funny. But thanks for watching, guys.
We'll see you next week.
Deuces.
See you next week.